What's the best moment you've had where the tables completely turned? My name is Anthony, and the best tables turned moment of my life happened during my first job out of college. I was 22, working as a junior analyst at a finance firm in New York. I was the youngest person on the team, and honestly, nobody took me seriously, especially my boss, Richard. He had this habit of dismissing me in meetings, cutting me off mid-sentence, or laughing whenever I suggested an idea. I kept my head down, telling myself it was just part of paying my dues. One afternoon, Richard asked me to stay late and organize numbers for a presentation he was giving to a major client the next morning. What he really meant was, do all the work so I can take the credit. I spent the entire night at the office, crunching data and building a detailed financial model. At 3 a.m., I printed everything, left it on his desk, and went home completely exhausted. The next day, I dragged myself into the conference room, expecting to sit quietly while Richard strutted through my work. But halfway through the presentation, the client asked a complex question about risk scenarios buried in the model. Richard froze. He clearly hadn't bothered to read a word of what I prepared. He fumbled, gave the wrong answer, and the client frowned. That's when the senior partner turned to me and said, "Anthony, didn't you prepare this? Why don't you walk us through it?" My heart was pounding, but I stood up and explained everything. I answered every question, broke down the risks, and even suggested a strategy the client loved. By the end of the meeting, the partner was nodding at me like I was a rising star. Richard sat there red-faced, saying almost nothing. That moment changed everything. Suddenly, I wasn't the kid anymore. I was the guy who saved the deal. The tables had turned, and Richard never tried to silence me again. Full story added in below.